You're on the video now. This is I like this yellow piece, Martin.
Yes, where I've done a bit of bling with the frame, or brought the frame in with the painting.
So it's been a year since we last. No, it's Valentine's Day when we last.
Was it Valentine's Day? We had a go at this. Yes, yeah, probably was. Yeah.
Had a go at it. Yeah. So what's been happening since Valentine's Day?
I've sort of been taking my time this year. I'm on a bit of a sabbatical year off.
Yes.
Although I've done a few paintings, but I've been looking for a new house to live in and things like that. So I'm looking for a new exciting year next year because I found my house. I found a fantastic space with a studio.
Yes.
Where
so you'll be operating in the studio, or will you still have this one?
I'll keep this as my sort of showcase, and then that will be my studio. I find that I come here and I pontificate too much, and when I get home I want to do something, and then I'm too far away from here.
Yeah.
So I've got a lovely studio at home. I'll probably dip in there in the evenings and create wonders that go through my mind,
Yes.
And I think I need a different kind of environment. I've got a lovely garden as well. Well, I will have when I've sorted it.
Is it outside Plymouth?
It's on the outskirts. Yeah. It's in the Plymouth ring. Put it that way.
Yeah. Okay.
I won't tell you where.
No, don't tell me. I don't want all the people coming to try and get you art. So yeah, it's your art's very vibrant and colourful and cheerful in the doom and gloom of Britain today.
Well, the Britain or the weather today.
And a mixture of both, really.
Well, the nicer comments I get from people that stroll in is just that. They go, wow, look at the colours are amazing, and so on and so forth, which is great. I lift people.
Yes.
They can stand. There was a gentleman in just now, wasn't there, and his two sons, I guess, and they spent a long time looking.
Yeah.
And I sort of changed, didn't say what I said, but he carried on looking. He was taking it in. He was going into another world, which is what I think where I am at, in another world.
Like going into Lincoln's gallery in the Barbican.
Before my time.
Yeah.
Before my time, I missed all that, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like going into a TARDIS. Wall to wall of breathtaking.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it won't be like that, because I want to get some of this out and get a bit of air, breath.
Yeah.
Make the paintings breathe a bit more with some space, so people can see them a bit more clearly.
As soon comes around, it's Plymouth Art Weekender again. You weren't registered this year, but you.
I didn't this year. I know. I didn't know what I was doing. As I say, I sort of thought, I've done a few early shows this year, and I was thinking forward, and things got in the way, and I just thought, I don't know what I'm doing, whether I'll still be in this space.
You don't have to be registered to be part of Plymouth Art Weekend anyway, because you're an artist in Plymouth, so you're automatically part of it.
As someone kindly put when they were advertising the William Yard the other day, famed artists, so kind of I'm getting my little mantle slowly.
Yes.
Which is not what I aim at, but...
So these are your mantle pieces, are they?
My mantle pieces? Well, they'll all fit above anyone's mental pieces.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Well, no, maybe not. They'd have to have a big house.
Oh, there's some paintings that fit all sizes in here.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, it's really nice.
Funny to say that a lot, because you need a big house for these. Yeah, I've got paintings that big next to the big paintings. I'm sure you can fit one of those in, It's always a common chit-chat I have with people, because they're drawn, I guess, to the main pieces where the art is really happening in the bigger pieces.
Yeah.
My biggest pieces aren't on show because I haven't got room in here. So.
Artists should always be drawn to something.
Me is...
play on words.
Yeah, I see.
And Glyn White in the Barbican said, are you all white, red, green or blue?
Am I white, red, green or blue? I still don't get the question.
No, it's Glyn White in White Lane, the Barbican.
Well, yes.
And he's part of Plymouth Art Weekend as well.
Yeah.
So I class you as being part of it all the time because you've been one of the longest artists in Plymouth by now, I should think.
Well, I remember when the Art Weekend started, and I was there in all the meetings and the chat about it all, and it's exciting stuff because prior to that and other smaller things that are happening, I've always spoke out to the councillors and what have you.
When did you start then, the Plymouth Art Weekenders?
5 years ago.
Is that all?
5 years ago, so that would have been 2014.
Yeah.
I mean, prior to that, there were a few things I forget.
And how was it at the start?
Great. The enthusiasm was tremendous. It was kind of at a time where Gordon Dalton actually presented himself through the Arts Council, I'm not sure. I think he'd done it in somewhere else, and then Plymouth, he got wind of Plymouth, if you like. And then when he arrived, there was already a good group of people like Peter Davey and various other people.
Donald Whidden, and Uncle Tom Cobley.
Yeah, and Don Moore, and they're all floating around, working together for something, mainly to be part and increase the art scene of Plymouth.
Yes.
And that's certainly what was happening at the time.
I think it could have evolved into something like Edinburgh if they really pushed it, because it became really big last year and it's dropped down again to almost nothing again this year.
Has it? I haven't obviously been around. I never get to see it because I'm here.
Into the city with the Atlantic projects.
I guess there's a lot going on next year.
Yeah, for 2020.
And as you say, the Atlantic project last year was fantastic. But yes, it was a one-off, I guess, you know. It'd be nice to bring something like that back again, because it really did mirror nicely with the art weekend, didn't it? Now you remind me.
Yeah.
And went on for 3 weeks.
It was inspiring because it was going on the waterfront, and there he was on Drake's Island.
Yeah.
Right across, they were using the geography of the area.
I would surmise.
And also Devil's Point.
I would surmise that the energies that have put those sort of things on are working to the Mayflower 400 next year.
I think so too as well. Because you're going to have a light spectacular, which is going to start it all off in the Royal William Hall this November.
In November, we've had that. The Illuminate, we've had that 3 years now, I think. So this should be bigger and better, I'm sure, than the other ones have already been quite incredible.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not raining.
It didn't matter. It was because they had a sprinkler system that was soaking you.
Oh yeah, that's true.
The rainbow.
That's true. Yeah, got you.
So it's my underwater GoPro for that. Mm-hmm. Right, you've got customers coming in, so that's great. You've had a vibrant queue of people coming in.
A few people coming today, which is great. Yeah.
Right, thanks a lot, Martin.
Okay, I'll see you next year.
Are you open 7 days a week?
No, I'm only open on Saturdays, Sundays at the moment.
Yeah.
Often here some afternoons through the week.
Yeah.
But if people want to come and visit, they can always call me or email me, because I'm not far away.
Okay.
Any time of the week.
Thanks a lot, Martin.
Okay, thank you.
Nicky Taylor's moved to a new gallery in Hello, Nikki. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you very much.
So it's been a year since I last saw you, I think, isn't it? Probably.
Absolutely, and here I am in my new premises.
So how long have you been in the new premises?
Oh, a couple of months, in fact. So, but one of the big advantages is that I can finally see what I'm doing, because I've got white walls that I can actually put the work against.
So it's your choice to move into here, was it?
Well,
in general?
It has reduced the rent a little, which is...
Yeah, I see. That's personal anyway. So how's it going? What's the latest projects?
Latest project, I've just finished this one, which is a commission.
Yes. Is that for an Olympian or?
No, this is in fact for a local lady who does a lot of swimming. So
yes.
That's for the house.
You're doing one for Lloyd's Bank. That's really nice stuff.
Well, do you know, I think I'm going to have to contact them because
yes.
I feel that looks so like it.
So graceful, isn't it?
Well, that's right. But and every time I see the ad,
because of the lighting, it's burning your face out there. That's better.
Okay. Every time I see the ad, I think, yes, you know.
Yes.
But I wouldn't even know where a head office of Lloyd's was any longer.
It's probably in India or somewhere like that.
Well, that's right. That's right. But I enjoyed doing that.
So your band was in Plymouth last year on the Hoe.
Yes.
And you didn't go and see them, did you? Or?
I didn't, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I'm very fond of Bastille, but well.
I'm glad you mentioned the name because I've forgotten it. So have you been doing any travelling or working or?
Working.
Just getting
really.
settled into the new building. I like that one
Yes.
actually. Just looking at it from here. Who's this person?
It is another diver.
Yeah. Oops.
But this is commission as well.
Yeah. It's amazing the way you get the shapes and have to bend the wire. How long did it take you to learn the trade?
Well, it's been one of these things over 10 years, I suppose. Really,
yes.
Gradually progressing through from making little ones, and always wanting in the end to head towards making big ones.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of technology in getting it right.
Yeah. Were you doing other forms of art before?
Well, I did. I trained in conventional
Sculpture.
Yes. So I used to do. I used to do more in the way of portraits and things. Still do some every now and again.
Do you do these sort of sculptures as commissions as well?
Yes.
And who's this girl or lady?
Oh, that was a little girl from some years ago. Because normally in the process, you don't actually keep the clay, and if you do keep the clay, then it all cracks up. Because when you have the when you take the bust to the foundry, it's still soft clay, as opposed to being hard, and they can get they can get a bit mangled. You can see how she's come out of the mould there.
And she's got the crack around the neck, yeah.
Yes, and
well, maybe she's just getting a bit older now.
Yes, well that's right. It's just that she has dried up completely. They're not supposed to. They're not supposed to exist in this state.
So how many pieces do you have at any one time? Or is it many commissions?
To be honest, it's largely commissions.
Yeah.
I try and achieve stock, but I don't manage very often.
Yeah.
So I have that for sale at the moment, but the rest is...
There's quite a top-end wealthy market in Plymouth now, isn't there?
There is. In fact, I've got a number of pieces at Borringdon Hall.
Yeah.
And that works very well for me because people come along from there.
Yes. Right now.
Having seen it there, so it's a little helping hand.
Nice one. Well, it's nice to catch up with you. I think this is the third or fourth video we've done.
I know.
So it's all good. So you have an international marketplace if people are interested anyways?
Well, I already send a lot of stuff all over the world.
Yeah.
And you're never really quite sure where people have got hold of you in the first place, but
Nice one.
Yeah.
It's nice to see you, and you're looking really well.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Nikki.
Thanks.
Thank you. So what's this painting? Or sculpture?
This is actually a photograph of a sculpture, and the photograph was actually taken by my client.
Yes.
That was his lake. But the way that came around was I was at Chelsea Flower Show because I'd got a piece in one of the gardens there.
Yes.
And anyway, this gentleman came up and asked me how much the figures were, and then he went away again, and he came back within minutes and said, how about 3, because what I'd like, I was actually giving out a leaflet which had that picture on it.
Yes.
But the sculpture that I was actually showing was this lady.
Oh, yeah.
So this was actually the garden, the Chelsea Flower Show garden, and he basically said that he would like to have a girl like that, and he'd like to have a 3D couple like that, but the 3D version of it. Of the couple there.
Oh, got you. Sorry, yeah. Thank you.
And anyway, so then I had to set it all up actually in his lake, and this was how it was going to be.
Yes.
So I had my models. Well, we took them there so that I could get all the sight lines right.
Was it in this country?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, what was so lovely about the whole thing is that I asked my model whether she knew of a couple who would be prepared to model for me.
Yes.
And anyway, she fielded this pair who were going out with each other. And my client was so pleased because he felt that you could really feel the chemistry between the two of them.
Yeah, that's the way it should be, really, in relationships.
Yes, that's right. So it was a very successful project.
Thanks very much, Nikki. Nice to catch up with you again.
Thank you.